What's up, everybody? Welcome in to the 615. It's your host, Lee Hillis, and today we are talking DBs. And I think Titans Rossi is running a little bit behind. So I told him, I was like, I'm going to get the show started, and you hop in when you hop in. But as I said, we're talking defensive backs. Where could the Titans go DB in this draft? I sincerely think so, and what you're fixing to see is some of my top 10 or my top 10 defensive backs in this draft class, in my opinion. There's guys that I have my dark horse that will be gone before the Titans pick. But could they go DB later in the draft? We'll just have to wait and find out. But we'll be back in 90 seconds. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. So it is Friday, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to go back and do a flashback Friday on the 615. And Titans fans, y'all should know what play I am going back and showing. It happens to go back to the year of 1999, and it is the Music City Miracle.
Do the Titans have a miracle left in them in what has been a magical season to this point? If they do, they need it now. Christie kicks it high and short. Going to be fielded by Lorenzo Neal at the 25. Pitches it back to Wycheck. He throws it across the field to Dyson.
He's got something.
30,
He's
40,
got something.
50,
He's got it.
40,
He's got it.
20, 10.
He's got it.
End zone. Touchdown Titans. There are no flags on the field. It's a miracle. Tennessee has pulled a miracle.
And that still has to be one of my favorite calls in a game to this day. And then, of course, going to the comments, what is up, Titan Pratt? How are you doing today or this afternoon? As I said, I'm waiting on Titans Rossi. He may pop in. I don't know. But I told him, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and get this show started. But let's go ahead and dive in to the defensive backs. This right here took a little while because defensive back is such an intricate part of the defense outside of the pass rush. DBs have to be on point when in game. And so let's head over to the dark horse list. And At number 10, I had to put Sauce Gardner. He's one of my favorite DBs in this class. I say he's gone before the Titans pick. And then, of course, down at number 6, Trent McDuffie out of Washington. I say both him and Sauce Gardner both go top 10. I do not see Sauce Gardner making it past the Jets at 4. I say Trent McDuffie goes at around 8 or 9. I say he probably ends up at 9 in Seattle. And then going back to 9, I have Cordell Flott, who you can get, who you could get in the later rounds. And then at 8, I have Reed Blankenship, who went to MTSU, hint, hint, a current Titan in Kevin Byard, who also went to MTSU, aka the mayor of Murfreesboro. And then I have Tariq Woolen out of UTSA. I looked at tape on him. He is probably the most solid corner or most solid DB in my dark horse list that could be there in on day 3. And then, of course, Titan Pratt hit the nail on the head. We definitely need one for sure. Well, if you think about it, outside of like Caleb Farley, Elijah Molden, and Christian Fulton, who do you have? Who do you have there at corner? And then going to safety, we lost Dane Cruikshank to the Bears. Who would we have that could fill that slot, or even line up in the box as a third linebacker in a five DB set? And that's where my top 5 would come in at. But I want to get some thoughts on a few things. And before we do that, I want to talk about AJ Brown. A lot of people are saying that he is a diva. Is he a diva? No. He's just wanting the news or the money that he is owed. Is AJ Brown owed money? Yeah, definitely he is. But I want to pull up part of the press conference from yesterday. If I can hit it. And I cannot. But I'm just going to throw out some quotes. And Pratt, I am right there with you. I know all of Titans Nation loves AJ, but rumor has it that the Titans offered him $20 million a year, and he said no. So would it be hard to let AJ Brown go? For sure, 100%. It'd be hard to let him go. And but I think at the end of the day, AJ is going to do what's best for AJ. If it's here in Tennessee, so be it. But if it's elsewhere, best of luck to him. But do I think the Titans will get something done to keep AJ Brown here in Nashville long term? Yes. And of course, Titans Rossi hit on some of this on his show, on his episode they dropped yesterday. And of course, he will be doing a live stream tonight. But he was hitting on where everybody thinks, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we need to connect and do something, you just hit me up on Messenger or on Twitter. Which, let me go ahead and get my socials running at the bottom. But the Titans, if they lose AJ, that'll be a hard day for Titans fans. The Titans have to keep AJ. They have to. AJ Brown, and I've said this before and I'm going to say it again, AJ Brown is going nowhere. He's even said, I want to retire a Titan. And I say John and Vrabel will make it happen. And of course, you have your top 5 wide receivers in the NFL right now. You have Tyreek Hill making right on $30 million a year, and then you have I just said this the other night, Devontae Adams making $28 million a year, DeAndre Hopkins making 27.3, and then Stephon Diggs is making 27 a year. So if AJ Brown gets in that $20 to $25 million a year range, that'll make him the 5th highest paid receiver. And to be completely honest, I say that AJ's contract will be somewhere right around 5 years, $115 million. So when the season starts, let me pull up this and look at his age. When the season starts, AJ Brown will be 25. So that deal would not start until he was 26. Because he has one more, this is his last year on his rookie deal. So that deal wouldn't start until he's 26. Or the next season would start right after he turns 26. AJ Brown, if they were to give him that 5 years, $115 million, he would be with the Titans till he's almost 31. Or, so this, that deal right there would run out right before he turns 32. So I think what they're waiting on is that June 1st designation on the release of Julio, because that frees up $9.5 million. So, but if they were to go that 5 years, $115 million route, that he would make $23 million a year. That would make him the 5th highest paid receiver in the NFL. But would they go that route? I think they would. And then, of course, May 5th, the 5th-year option on Big Jeff can be picked up. And Pratt, he is not. I've messaged him and I haven't heard anything from him. But I think he works nights, doesn't he? I think he does. So, and of course, I know he has a show that he's getting ready for tonight. But, and of course, the reason I'm talking about AJ is I am trying to fill some air to let Rossi get in. But if I am being completely honest, AJ Brown will be here until his 30s. I say it. I say it will. And maybe if Rossi doesn't come in, I can reschedule with him and get him on in May to talk schedule. On probably the day after it drops to give him some time to dig into it, look at it, and basically feast on the schedule. So, of course, I've been meaning to do this. Everybody, and of course, Pratt, I know you'll do this. share the show out, like, subscribe, and let's push this show out because that's my goal is to get these episodes like this pushed out. And of course, I put out an episode this morning on Tyler Linderbaum out of Iowa, who I highlighted on Wednesday night. But of course, I got an episode I'm going to record right after this, talking about Trevor Penning out of North Iowa, Justine Ross, the wide receiver out of Clemson. Monday, Kenyon Green episode drops. John Mechie on Tuesday the 26th. And of course, the night of the 25th, we're talking interior defensive line with Matt Rogers. And then Wednesday, we are talking George Pickens, the wide receiver out of Georgia. And then that evening, we're talking with Ken Moore. We're talking running back. And then the morning of the draft, of course, a guy that I have listed inside my top 5, we are dropping a player highlight episode on Leon O'Neal out of Texas A&M. And then that afternoon, I am doing my final mock draft with the most up-to-date trades, everything. So be sure to tune into all that. And then, of course, as I said, I don't know if Rossi's going to pop in or not. He may. But I'm going to go ahead and head into my top 5. And if Rossi doesn't, I will make sure to pull him in and probably May to like the day after the schedule drops. Yeah, I'm going to try to get Rossi in the day after the schedule drops to talk about the schedule and let's dig into the meat of the schedule, which I'm excited to see. I know we have some tough opponents coming up this season. Of course, this schedule, it's probably going to be one of the hardest schedules I've ever seen. Our opponents for the 2022 season are as follows. We're at Washington, at Houston, at Indianapolis, at Jacksonville, at Kansas City, at Philadelphia, Houston, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Denver, and then the road stretch of this is at Washington, at Houston, at Indy, at Jacksonville, at Kansas City, at Los Angeles, the Chargers, at Philadelphia, at Buffalo, at Green Bay. That's our road. That road schedule sounds extremely tough and daunting. And then the home schedule, we have an AFC divisional rematch for the Cincinnati Bengals. And then we have the Jets, or not the Jets, the Giants, the Cowboys, the Raiders, the Broncos, featuring Russell Wilson, Jacksonville, Matt Ryan, and the Colts. And I'm guessing it's probably going to be Davis Mills under center for Houston. So, looking at this, just look at our opponents and what moves have been made, even in division. I say division, it'll be tough. And yes, we can. Yeah, just hit me up. Hit me up with the details. But back to schedule. Our opponents for this year. I say the division will be tough. It'll come down to us in Indianapolis again. I say we do lose one game, and I say it's to Indy. But then I say we also get Indianapolis. So based on that, there's a tiebreaker. But if I stand corrected, we would hold the tiebreaker over Indy. But don't forget, they always have a tough time at the end of the season at Jacksonville. So I would not be surprised to see Indy go 5-2 in division play, or 4-2 in division play. But look at this schedule. I say we can beat Washington at Washington. I say we can win at Houston. I say we lose at Indy, so there's 2-1. At Jacksonville, we win 3-1. KC, they're one of the hardest stadiums to win at. They're loud, but I give Titans a win right there. So I say 4-1 on the road so far. At LA, we've won in LA before. I say we can win in LA again. So I say 5-1. Philly 6-1. Philly, they're a joke. Houston, they beat us last year, but it was with Tyrod Taylor. I say it's Davis Mills under center this time. I say it'll be close, but I'm giving Tennessee the win right there. I say we win at home against Indy. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9-1, and that's including a win over Jacksonville at home. Denver, I say they get us. So 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, 8-0, 9-0, 9-1, 9-2. Vegas, I say we win 10-2. Dallas at home, I say we get 11-2. Giants 12-2 at Buffalo. If it's in December, I give it to Buffalo. Or if it's like really cold on that game, I give it to Buffalo. If it's warmer, I would say Tennessee. So that game right there could go either way. So you're looking at 12-2 or 11-3 at Green Bay. We always take them late in the year. I'm going to give that to Green Bay because never sleep on Aaron Rodgers. So you're talking 12-3 or 11-4. I say we take Buffalo. So I say 12-3. Cincy is. I say we get our revenge. 13-3. I say somewhere around. Actually, I'm gonna say about somewhere between 14-3 and 11-6 is our record this year. Is that a successful season? Yes, but it would be a failure if we do not make it to the Super Bowl. It will be a complete failure. And Titan Pride, I agree. I think it will be a really good year. But let's go ahead and dive into the top five. And heading the top five for me is safety out of Texas A&M, Leon O'Neal. If you look at his tape, he always, always, always seems to be around the ball. Either getting his hand on a ball or being on a receiver when he catches it and drills him. He's 6'1", 209. So he's a little bit heavier of a safety. He's a hard-hitting safety. He's a great open field tackler. He's a good safety with his back against the wall. Like I forgot what game it was, but it was Kent State. He had an interception in the end zone with his back against the wall, which I'm going to take this off right now. I say Leon O'Neal, I say he's somewhere between a fifth and a seventh round pick. But he makes unnecessary hits at times, but he also makes bad reads at times. If he makes unnecessary hits, it's a good read. If he makes a bad read, who's my favorite player on the field right now for the Titans? It's tough. There's a few I could go with. Of course, AJ Brown. He's had 2 1,000-yard seasons in his 3 years here in Tennessee. He's had uh he's had as I said, he's had two 1,000-yard seasons since he joined the team in his 3 seasons. Then defense, I have to go Big Jeff. Big Jeff, I feel like he will deserve that 5th-year option. And then to throw in an honorable mention, I could go one of two ways. Actually, there's a tie for third. Uh, I know you said favorite player, not players. Um, but number 3, I would say it's a tie between Kevin Byard and Derry. So, but yeah, let's head back to this, and then I'm looking at, and yes, Big Jeff is a warrior. He's always grinding. He's always fighting, and you're going to see some pieces Monday night while we talk interior D line with Matt Rogers that I feel like could be vital pieces to plug in there with Jeff and Danico on that interior D line. Possible could one of my guys on interior D line start right away? You'll have to wait until Monday night to find that out. Then head number 4. I went Callan Barnes out of Baylor. Uh, I will get to that question, Titan Prey, here in a sec. But I went number 4, Callan Barnes out of Baylor. You see his 40. He has speed. He ran a 4.23 40 at, I think it was his pro day or the combine. I think it was the combine. He's physical in man coverage. He's a ball hawk. He has a nose for the ball. He can also blitz from the slot. If Dean Pease was still here, this kid would fit perfectly. The reason I have him at 4 is I don't see us really blitzing a whole lot from the slot. And this kid, he plays bigger than what he really is. And of course, the one con that I had on him, he makes fixable mistakes. And I am going to go back to this before we head to the top 3 and answer this question for Titan Pratt. What am I most excited about, or what am I excited about for the Titans this year? I say one thing I could see happening is a three-peat in the division. I say I can see us winning 3 straight division titles. And do the Titans have a shot? Yes. And I said this when Vrabel won Coach of the Year. I say the Titans are Super Bowl contenders as long as Mike Vrabel is here. But I was walking around the apartment the other day thinking, if the Colts win the division, the Titans, I feel like, would probably be the best wildcard team out there in that 4 or 5, 6, 7 range. I say Titans would be a 5th seed if they don't win the division. The best thing that I could hope for is to win the division title, or to win the division again for the 3rd straight year. But the worst that could happen is we just fall flat on our faces and not make the playoffs. That's the worst thing. But heading back to interior or the defensive backs, number 3, I went a kid out of Tennessee, Alontae Taylor, who most people don't know this, but he is a product of the state of Tennessee. He went to high school at Coffee County High School in Manchester, Tennessee. And I said pros on him. He's in the right place at the right time. He makes physical open field tackles, and he's an interception machine. Dude's 6'4", 190, or he's 6 foot 194. Um, uh, Cons for me, he doesn't have much college experience. I felt like if he would have stayed for another year, because dude, Alante Taylor is only a junior, but I say he's a late fourth, early fifth round pick. I say if he's there when the Titans pick late, they need to jump on him. And Titan Pratt said, I think the Indianapolis Colts are a dumpster fire. Uh, they could be. Yes, now. Yes, they have their fifth quarterback in like 5 years. But but to think that they have a guy who, in my opinion, is a future Hall of Fame quarterback in Matt Ryan. Um, I'll say they'll be more of a threat this year than they were last season. But I say Titans still take the division. And then, but we're going to head back to DBs. And at number two, I went Smoke Monday out of Auburn. This kid, he he doesn't care who you are. He's a bruising safety. He will run through you. He will drop you in a heartbeat. And of course, you see what I put. I said he could go toe to toe with an NFL tight end. I truly firmly believe that, because I was looking, the average height on an NFL tight end is 6'3", which there are a few that make the exception. Like Gronk is like 6'6", and then you have guys like Travis Kelsey or George Kittle who were in that 6'4", 6'3", 6'4" range. I feel like this kid can go toe to toe. Is he smaller weight wise? Yes, he's 198 pounds. But I say Titans could use him if they draft him the same way we used Crookshank, to line him up on tight ends. But he tends to cheat up a bit in plays and gets caught. So that's why I said he's a second or third round guy. I would grade him in a second or third round pick. And then to head over to my number one, some of y'all may think this is crazy, but I went Kobe Bryant out of Cincy. And of course, just like I think I said, who was I said it about? Kalen Barnes. But exactly the same thing I said about Barnes, I'm going to say about Bryant. He tends to play bigger than what he really is. Does he have a good football IQ? 100%. He knows where the ball is going to be before it gets there. He's a physical tackler. He takes away your big targets. So, and I said he could, or could he be a number one corner in this league? Somewhere. I feel like he could be a number one corner. I said the con that he wasn't a number one corner at Cincinnati because of Sauce Gardner. I say he's a late second or a third round pick. But you see how big he is. He's 6'1", 193. But the one guy that I would want on this team is my number two guy in Smoke Monday. 6'3", 198. We need somebody that can help over the top with tight ends. Could we, like as I was saying, could we, if I know we like to run a lot of 5 DB sets, line him up down in the box with the linebackers? And that's actually the way that Auburn used him, was lining him up down in the box. Because he could either rush or he could drop. But I like Smoke Monday, my number two guy right there. Let's go back through these. Number 3 was Alontae Taylor. Yes, he is a product out of the state of Tennessee. Went to Coffee County High School. Incredible player. Could he be an option late in the draft for Tennessee? Yes. If he doesn't go to Tennessee, would I be upset? Yes, but I wouldn't. I would, but I would not be upset because he's that highly coveted of a player. I think the Titans have met with him. They have not met with Barnes, but if I was John Robinson, I would, because you need a DB that has blazing speed, like a Barnes out of Baylor, to go one on one with a guy. Well, I was going to say Tyreek Hill, but he's not in Kansas City anymore. Go toe to toe with a guy like Devontae Adams in Vegas, or even like a guy like Michael Pittman out of USC, who's in Indianapolis. And then at number 5, Leon O'Neal. You could play him the same way that I would Smoke Monday. Put him in the box, let him rush or let him drop, or even let him play the flat. But number 5, number 4, or number 5, number 3, or number 2, I would go with late in the draft if they're there. And then if they're not, I would go with somebody like a Tariq Woolen out of UTSA, or a Reed Blankenship, or even a Cordell Flott. Okay, Brad, I'll, of course, yeah, let's like hit me up any time about your show. I would be more than willing to come on and talk Titans. So yeah, just hit me up and let me know. But as we get ready to head out of here, um, let me throw my socials up. Twitter at podcast615. Instagram is at the underscore 615 podcast, and just Lee Hillis on TikTok. I do put out some pretty funny things on TikTok, but I also do promote the show on there a little bit. Um, I'm gonna leave that up. And then since Titans Rossi was supposed to be on, I'm gonna go ahead and throw his stuff up. He does have a show coming up tonight. I'm gonna because he does have a show tonight. I am gonna pull that up and look real quick at what he has tonight. Hang on just a second. He is doing an episode, Can Ryan Tannehill Bounce Back? And are the Titans good enough this offseason for their QB1? Or are the Titans doing enough this offseason for their QB1? He will be joined by Titans for Life, Jared Wheeler, or no, not James Wheeler, sorry. But yeah, his channel link is down in the description. Also, the link to my Spotify for all the podcast episodes is linked down below. Um, so as we get ready to head out of here, as I said, go add Titans Rossi. Tell him I sent you. And I think he's at 1.19 subscribers. Let's try to get him to 1.2 before training camp. I have no clue how close he is to to um, to 1.2. I am fixing to go pull that up and to find out exactly where he is. And Titans Rossi is at All it's saying is 1 point. All it's saying is 1.19. So yeah, everybody go over to his channel. Link down in the description. Okay. I'll hit you back after the show. But yeah, everybody go over, add Titans Rossi, go grab Titan Pratt also. Um, you can also go over to Titans Rossi to grab like Titan Upload, Titan Anderson. Go also grab Titans and Truth, who I've had on already this year. But to run back to the schedule, we have episodes dropping this week, and on today we dropped an episode on Tyler Linderbaum. Tomorrow we have an episode dropping on Trevor Penning. Sunday we have Justine Ross episode dropping. Monday day we have Kenyon Green episode dropping. Monday night we will be talking interior defensive line with Matt Rogers. The 26th, which is Tuesday, we have an episode dropping on John Mechie III out of Alabama. The 27th, we have an episode on George Pickens dropping out of Georgia. And then that night, we are talking running backs with Ken Moore. And then on the morning of the draft, we are dropping an episode on Leon O'Neal. And then I will do a quick mock draft, just controlling the Titans. And until tomorrow, and even into Monday. Of course, everybody enjoy y'all's weekend. Of course, this weekend in Louisville, which is not far from where I am, is Thunder over Louisville, which is the kickoff to Kentucky Derby season. So, as I said, everybody enjoy your weekend. And Titans fans, as I always say, stay classy and tighten up.